How you doing, sweetness? What's going on, Will? It's the first time I'm streaming live on Instagram as well as on my TikTok, so this is new. We're about to make it popping for this pink table. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. I'm actually streaming live on Instagram as well as on TikTok, as well as filming my YouTube series. So this is amazing. What's going on, Bree baby? Make sure y'all grab y'all adult beverages. Is that Papa Rouse in the building on Instagram? What's going on, honey? You want to be in the live video? If you got something to say, you could jump in on Instagram and you could jump in and talk about it. You will, you will. If you want to chime in and talk about it, let's talk about it. You got to have some good tea in the building. And I will pull you in on a live on Insta, for sure. Make sure you all have your adult beverage together. And let's get this thing popping in just a minute. Y'all know tonight we're talking about healthy relationships tonight. Hey, Anna Christina. That's before we pop up into this good old new year. How you doing? Luke and hold on, guys. I got to tell Alexa my alarm going off in the back. Got to tell Alexa she got to stop, honey. I'm up. She is all the way up. How y'all doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. Hey, what's going on? Had to get 2 things to get this good old candle. You gotta get the mood right, honey. It's that good old Bath and Body Works peppermint marshmallow candle in the building. My day was good. Hey, 3800 John in the building. My day was great. Put it like this, every day above ground is definitely a blessing. Hey, got this candle going. Now we ready. She ready. Got this good old candle. Got the adult beverage going. It's a great combination right there, honey. Let's get into it right quick. We say 9 o'clock. It's a little after 9. So we're going to get this thing popping. Chime in. If you have something to say or you want to chime in, you can jump in on my Instagram. I'll pull you in live and let you share whatever you have to say. But right now we're about to get into talking about this healthy relationship. That's what we're talking about today, honey. So let's go into 2020. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to all of y'all. Thank you so much. We had 34.4 thousand followers last I checked. That's before I took this good old picture. If you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and do so. We live on TikTok and Instagram. Typically, I don't go live on Instagram, but y'all asked me to do a little bit of something. And that's what I'm doing now. Hey, Tiana, welcome. And welcome to all of y'all who are chiming in on TikTok. I'm excited about it. Tonight, we're talking about the pink table. We got it good and popping, guys. And we're talking about healthy relationships tonight, honey. As we get into the new year, I see Nick drop your crown, honey. Thank you, dear. Welcome. Over 34,000, about to hit 35,000 followers, and I definitely appreciate y'all for all of your love and support this year. And every day above ground is a blessing. We know many people did not make it to to see the end of 2020, and a lot of people were not making it to 2021. But I thank God that I am here and that you are here and that we're ready to get into it into 2021. All right, so healthy relationships meaning that you cannot be interdependent, relying on each other for all of their maintaining all of their support. You have to have your uniqueness. Thank you, Papa Rouse. You have to have your own uniqueness when you're dealing with someone in a relationship. Hey, creative. Most people don't maintain healthy relationships because they look for the other person to contribute their dose of happiness. And first of all, you must have your own happiness to begin with. Okay? You definitely have to have your own happy. You cannot look for somebody. Hey, Nola Queen, supposed to be my special guest tonight, but I can still bring you in on live if you want to do this thing and chime in. We can do that too. So let me know what you want to do, honey. I can bring you in the live. One of her thoughts on the healthy relationships is very important. You cannot rely on somebody else to bring your happy to you. You have to be the one to already exhibit that happy. And most people, when they are broken, they typically go out and seek a relationship right away so they can be whole again. And most of the time, you have to get into your own. I'm not live ready. It's okay, honey. Next time, honey, I got you. So for the most part, you have to have your own happy, your own sense of who you are before you decide to be in a relationship with somebody else. I know a lot of people get out of a relationship and they just, instead of finding their own way, some of them lose themselves in someone else. They weren't really their own person, and they get with somebody else and they take on the other person's identity because they haven't really developed who they were already, or they do so much to try to please the other person as opposed to being who they are and who in themselves. So, you know, that's what we're going to talk about tonight because it's so important. You know, a lot of people, like I said, they become interdependent on one another, and they truly, relationships aren't balanced. And if they aren't balanced, that's what? They don't last. They don't last. And, you know, I had a young lady send me a message today, and she said about relationships being truly one-sided, and that how she basically lost a bit of herself because she was completely engulfed in the other person's vision and dreams. You know, you have to have your own vision and your own identity of who you are, you know, and it takes some soul searching for that. You know, if you have some goals and some dreams that you haven't accomplished yet, baby, it's not too late. You know, you have to put the pedal to the metal and get it done. I don't care if you change your goal and change that date 50 times. Don't just put it on the back burner because you're with somebody else, you know. And if you're with somebody who don't push you, who don't want to push you into your purpose, then baby, I don't know if that person for you, honey. You may have to go ahead and do some reconsideration on that one right there, you know, because the person should be sharpening you, right? If you're with somebody and they're supposed to be your heart, your love, your life, they should be sharpening you. They're supposed to be wanting more for your life. They shouldn't want to conform to mediocrity or want you to conform to mediocrity. Or they may not, you know, they like you in school. I know some people, their mates was ripping up their books for school and fussing at them before class and this and that. Like, dog, you know, how you trying to mess up my energy? You know, when I'm trying to go to the next level, because guess what? If you really intertwine with somebody, you in love with somebody, you really care about them, guess what? When you get to the next level, they're going to the next level too. And someone in your relationship should understand, hey, Brandy, someone that's in a relationship with you, they should definitely understand that if you're going to the next level, then they should definitely want to go to the next level along with you. It's not you're going to the next level and you're leaving them behind, right? Y'all supposed to be in this thing together. That's why it's so important to know who you are before you decide to jump into a relationship with anybody. And I'm telling you, it took a minute. It took some time because it typically, being in a relationship has the tests and times and trials. And some people just have some good, you know, good examples in their life. But if you grow up and you don't have any examples of, you know, your mom and dad or your grandparents or anybody that stayed married or anything like that, sometimes you have to be, you know, go through your own trials and figure it out yourself. But you definitely must be on a one accord. And that first accord is you. You must know yourself. You must love you. And you must know who you are. Hey, guys. Y'all, I'm streaming on both Instagram and TikTok, so I'm trying to engage both audiences right now and trying to do my YouTube series all at the same time. But let's get into it real quick. We're talking about relationships and how making it healthy. You know, everybody has different needs, and everybody's different personalities. When you first get involved with someone, you must take the time to really know who they are, know what they like, what they don't like, and if there's some things that you don't like about that person, especially when you're older, you can't just talk about, oh, they're going to change, baby, because I'm going to change them. You know, I'm going to be the one, I'm going to come in, you know, looking all nice and smelling all good, and I'm going to change them because they going to change for me, baby. They ain't true. Who they are is who they going to be, baby. And if you see something in somebody that y'all don't agree with and that you don't like, sometimes somebody will change a little bit, but sometimes it's temporary. You have to be with somebody long enough to know their every single emotional roller coaster. Like, if I'm with somebody, how do they treat me when they're upset? You know, how do they treat me when they broke? Okay? How do they treat me when, someone passed away in their family? Every situation. How do they treat me when, everything is good? How do they treat me when everything is going bad? How do they treat me? How are their relationships with their own parents, with their own children? How are those relationships? So all of that is so important because we tend to overlook those things or not try to spend enough time with someone to get to know all of those components of someone. When it happens, go ahead and drop your comments down below. I'll get to them. And, as we're going in here, a lot of y'all just chiming in. I appreciate it so much as we're coming on in this thing. But, let me tell you right here, I've read, it says, one thing healthy relationships start with adaptability. Adapting to the circumstances and the fact that you're changing through life. Think about it, COVID, being in quarantine. Quarantine changed a lot about people and their relationships. Oftentimes you don't get a chance to really know who the person is until you're spending a lot of time with them. Before COVID, everybody was working, they were out. A lot of people now working from home. It's a little different now. You get to know who they are a lot different. You're spending a lot of time with them. They have different opinions. They may not want to watch the same TV show you want to watch. Maybe they want to sit in their bedroom one day. Or you actually spending time and getting to know who that person is. To really know that they have a voice and they have concerns. Are they actually sharing it with you? And are you considering them enough to hear what they have to say? So go ahead and get that compromise so that you all can truly, truly be on one accord. It said people and communication goes both ways. It's also important that you feel that their own voice or concerns come up as you do. And you also have to trust the person. When you're involved with somebody, you have to trust them, and they also have to have integrity. Thank you, Hey Wacky, for the coin. I appreciate it. If you trust someone, that means what? You don't keep secrets. If you trust someone, you do not keep secrets from that person. When it goes way beyond that, it's like you feel comfortable with them and know that if you physically hurt them emotionally. Oftentimes when someone really, really knows your deep and darkest secrets, they typically throw that back in your face when you're arguing. And that also brings up, distrust. If I trust something with you with all my heart, then I don't want us to get in an argument and then all of a sudden you break me down. You talk about things to me that makes me feel like you don't care about me. And we call it hitting below the belt sometimes. You don't want to hit somebody below the belt when you're supposed to love them and really care about them. You don't want to break that trust in it. Go ahead and chime in with your questions if you have anything to say. We're talking about healthy relationships, what it takes to have a healthy relationship. And also we're talking about having a sense of separation, knowing who you are as a separate person. Who are you without the other person around? Do you already have your own things going on? Do you already have, your own dreams and aspirations? Thank you, Wacky Bruce. Thank you so much. Do you already have your own goals, your own dreams, your own aspirations, things that you want to accomplish, things that you emotionally are involved in, things that you love? Do you have that sense of time for yourself? So when they're not around, you're not lost because, oh, Lord, I can't do nothing till he come back, or I can't do nothing till she come back. Do you have a sense of who you are without them around? Do you have your own circle of friends? That's so important because if you don't have those things already, you typically get involved with somebody and take on their identity, right? You typically take on their identity. So who that person is, you typically take on their identity if you don't come with your sense of who you are as a separate person. Do you have a sense of courtesy? Say one key to a healthy relationship is long-term love of courtesy. This means that you're interested in their goals and their daily life. You want to watch them grow and be their best self. I know a situation where I actually had like some really, really good times in my life where I got awarded and, accomplished a lot of things. And at the time I was married, and the person I was with was really not supportive of it. They didn't come to the ceremonies. They weren't like excited for me. And it was almost like, why I didn't get it, So I'm like, oh, you jealous? Like, how can you have someone in your life that loves you and care about you, but they also are jealous of you? They can't coexist. And you can see it, like if they can't congratulate you. Hey Jones, how you doing? Welcome to live. It's like they can't even be encouraging. They couldn't even support, or without saying, oh, I wish that was mine. That's not healthy. That means that, hey, they wanted, what did they want from from me? What do they want from the, you know, if you with someone, you say everyone seeks out some sort of validation. Definitely. Hey, Decorian. Welcome to live. How you doing, dear? Thank you. On Instagram, Rouse said everyone seeks some sort of validation. Yes, some people definitely want to be validated, but if you're with somebody, they definitely want to be validated, right? They want to know that, hey, that if I'm spending time, I'm sleeping with you, we really spending, you know, quality time together, I truly want to know that you are excited about my accomplishments. I truly just don't want to be, you know, just winning, and then I come home and you all upset and jealous, right? Nobody wants that, you know. So typically, if the person can't celebrate you, man, that's not the one for you. Because I'm like, you're going to either have a friend or a foe, you know. But just know that you can't. No, you cannot have both. You cannot have both. It says here, hey, Rev, thanks for the coin. It says courtesy also means that you're willing to consider or talk over changes to your relationship structure. If aspects of your existing relationship becomes less fulfilling, it also involves realism. You see for them who they truly are and care about that person, not idealized version of them. Also, for a healthy relationship, you need time apart. I know with this quarantine, it became really, really hard. And like I said, you could drop in your comments if you want to say something. Come in on a live and share your actual opinion and talk. I could bring you in on a live. But it's like you actually have to have time apart. And say most people in healthy relationship prioritize spending time together through personal needs, work, and actually the other commitments. With the quarantine, you probably spend more time together than apart. But think about it. The time apart that you have with somebody, you don't need to spend every moment of your life with the person that you're with. You don't need to be under them 24/7. You know, some people say, oh, you're smothering me. You know, you're smothering the person. It's really good to have time apart. I know somebody sent me a message under the news, under the post that I had about long distance relationships. Now, that's a lot of time apart, you know. And to have a healthy relationship when you're distant, you definitely have to have that trust. You actually have to have that courtesy. You definitely have to have, of course, you're going to have time apart, but trust is huge when you're dealing with a long distance relationship. And, you know, it's like typically with women, I can't speak for men, so I definitely want to know what your comments are. But women, we look for routine, right? So if you're sending a good morning, beautiful text, or how you doing around certain times of the day, or you know, you're just chiming in different times of the day, and that's what you're used to, then when those routine changes, it's like, and there's nothing big that occurred in the life, in your life that changed the dynamic of that same routine, then it becomes questionable in a female's mind to say, oh, he cheating, he doing something wrong, something going on. And typically it's not always the case. But when the routine changes without communication, then it may bring some distrust and dishonesty. And it also could be the relationships that person had prior to being with you that say, oh, that trigger, yep, last person, they did this to me and this how it started. So guess what? He must be doing something or she must be doing something. And typically that's not always the case. But our experiences, though not so good, may have led to that understanding of mistrust and dishonesty. But long distance relationship, I feel can work. Let me know if you all, how you feel about long distance relationships and long distance commitments. Drop your comments in the section. Let me know if you think it could work. What does it take for it to work when you're long distance in a relationship? Because it's supposed to be interactive, not me just doing all the talking. I want to hear what you got going on, honey. Let me know what you think about this here. Having those little play dates and physical intimacy is very important. To say intimacy often refers to sex, but it's not always sex. It could just be touching. It could be kissing. It could be massaging, holding hands. It can actually be a positive hand, you know, just hand gestures, not pressuring someone about sex, but also just talking, you know, and having that deep emotional connection. All of that is intimacy. So what are you sharing with the other person to make them feel good, you know, about you connecting with them emotionally. Not saying that you have to do something to make that person happy. Remember, we started off saying, hey, you already have to come in with your own happy, right? I can't make you happy just because if you're not happy already, then shoot, we ain't gonna work. Because I'm not gonna come and make you happy. You already have to have some kind of happy already, right? I'm coming to bridge my happy with your happy, your situation with my situation. You got to remember, you got to really know what the other person's situation is, because when you get involved with somebody, you're taking on everything that comes with them without having to change them. Unless they want change for the better, which they should. As you get older, there's some things that you should not want to tolerate, right? In a relationship. So those things need to be communicated as well. And if you're not in agreement, if you're not on the same page with that person, then don't carry that relationship on, because feelings get involved, people get hurt, and that brings on a whole nother situation for a whole nother topic on a whole nother day, you know. Also, in a healthy relationship, you must have teamwork. It says a strong relationship can be considered a team. You must work together to support each other, even when you don't see eye to eye on something. Thank you for the bag, Rev. You know, sometimes your goals aren't exactly the same goals. But guess what? If I know what your goals are, and you let me know what your goals are in the beginning, this is how I operate. If I'm with a man, he tell me what his goals are or whatever, baby, we pushing you to that thing, right? You're not going to tell me what your goals are. Let's say you say, I want to have my own business, or I want to move up in this level in this job. My question is, what are you working towards to get that? Are you going to school? Are you getting the certifications? Are you taking the courses that you need to know about the business that you're trying to start? You know, all of these things line up to that goal. You can't just say, oh, this is what I want. Then I'm watching you sitting back, you ain't doing nothing, you chilling all day, and I'm like, okay, what happened to the goal? You know, not saying you don't want to go, but you communicate with me you want to go, right? So that now that started I may want to be involved with this person because they're ambitious. But then you don't do nothing, then that brings home a sense of a lie, right? Because not saying, oh, no, I wasn't lying. I just know you said it. I believed it. So now you need to put everything that you said, put their hand to the plow. Let's get this thing popping, honey. That's typically how that thing go. And you're pushing that person towards the goal. And guess what? When they start falling back and they say, hey, that's not what I want to do, then now you have to reconsider your position with that person. Because if that's what allowed you to be with that person, that they had these goals, these dreams, they want to be more than what, they want to reach another level of success in their life, and that's what attracted you to them, then they decide to change their mind down the long run, then that gives you an option to step away. Because if that was one of the things that attracted you to that person and they change their mind later, then the person who communicates that should also run the risk of losing that person. Hey, Miss New Orleans, y'all, thank you. Chime in. Let me know what you think. It said also you have to have conflict resolution in a healthy relationship. It said even in a healthy relationship, you will have occasional disagreements with someone and feel frustrated or angry from time to time. It's completely normal. It doesn't mean that your relationship is unhealthy, but how you address it can actually influence how healthy your relationship is. That means if you're having a disagreement, you must be respectful. You know, having a disagreement in a polite manner, be honest and with respect to get you right back on track. You know, sometimes people say the worst things when they angry. If I could give you any advice, baby, if you angry, just hold it, table it. Don't say the first thing that come out your mouth. Think about it, let it process. Because I know a lot of relationships with me have been cut all the way off because how people talk to me when they're angry. Because, you know, you say sometimes you hear people say, how you talk right now, how you talk to me right now when you're angry, that's how you really feel. But you may not want to say some things that are going to really, really tarnish the relationship with somebody that you have. Because that'll cause you to not want to speak with them. It may cause you to look at them a little differently. And if somebody talks to you very disrespectfully, that means they obviously didn't have respect for you in the first place. And if they're hot-headed and get angry, maybe they need to still do some soul searching because they're not happy enough with themselves to know how to communicate with you. Now, maybe they can run that there by somebody else, but maybe not with you. So you have to set your parameters too, because you can't just let somebody talk to you however they feel like. You know, and it's also how you respond. If somebody talking to you and they all ignorant, they're cussing you out, they saying all things out of whack, you don't have to respond that way either. You can let them go, you know what, I'm going to let you do you. I'm going to let you calm down. I'm going to go ahead and get off this phone. I'm going to go ahead and end this FaceTime. I'm going to go ahead and let you out my house, wherever you are. And we're going to table this thing until you calm down, right? If you can't get there with me, then I don't care how much you continue. I mean, or if I'm on the phone and they don't want to hang up because they're refusing to hang up, I just do one of these numbers. I'm going to put that phone down. And I'm hearing them say, yell, scream, do whatever. But I'm letting you do that by yourself. Then when you're done, okay, I'll pick up the phone. You done? All right, I'll talk to you later. And that's it, because we're not going to exchange that type of energy. The energy you give off is the energy you bring back too. So you also have to say, how am I talking to that person? How am I treating that person too? What did I say to make this person feel this way? It ain't always the other person. Sometimes it can be you, that's also doing stuff in the relationship as well. And sometimes you have to take a step back and reevaluate who you are as well, and say, if I keep attracting these same type of people into my life, maybe you are what you attract. So maybe you the person that you don't even want, because you keep attracting them same kind of people in your life. Hey, Big Willie. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Here we go. Relationship red flags. Your relationship should contribute to a sense of fulfillment, happiness, and connection. If you tend to feel more anxious, distressed, or unhappy around your partner, your relationship may be struggling. Sorry to be the one to tell it to you, okay? So if you have any one of things, your relationship may be struggling, and there are different signs that you can determine whether you are in an unhealthy relationship. The first sign is somebody trying to change you. Are you in a relationship where it seems that somebody trying to change you, or they're trying to control you? If they're trying to control you and your every being, and where you go and who you talk to and what you spend your money on and all this and that, or they're trying to change who you are, then maybe that's not a healthy relationship. That means they're not accepting you for who you are. Okay. If your partner doesn't respect your boundaries. So if you have certain boundaries that come into play, like respectful communication, certain privacy things, they continue to push and pressure you, maybe they're not, that's considered an unhealthy relationship, right? If you're just chiming in us, we're talking about unhealthy relationships. Right now, I'm giving the keys to what you can look at to determine if you are in an unhealthy relationship. Maybe you said, I need personal space when I get home from work. I'm happy to see you, but I need to de-stress. I'm in education, right? So sometimes I come home, I'm like, look, that's the first time I've actually had a seat when I got to my house. Maybe I need to sit down, take me a good bath. Maybe I need to de-stress, woosah, breathe a little bit. Then we can get physical. Maybe I can get a good hug in. I can, that may be something you communicate. But if somebody, hey, Crystal, if you just jump in and they just want to pounce all on you and kiss all on you first on the door, but you got to unwind from the day and you may be stressed. Maybe that's something you want to communicate to that other person. And then you can kind of woosah and then, all right, come on, baby, give me my little hug. I done took my little bath, I done got showered out, and whatever you have to do to get your de-stress down when you get off of work, that may be something you need to communicate to the person that you're with. And that's the boundaries that I'm speaking of. And that's just an example. Another sign of an unhealthy relationship is that you don't spend much time together. So often we get engulfed in our work and what we're doing all the time. We spend more time with other people, other family, other commitments, and we spend less time with the person that we're with. So a warning sign may include feeling distant from each other when you're not even together. And you might even try to find an excuse to avoid spending time together. So the other person, if y'all ain't trying to spend no time together, no free time, or it's a struggle, or you arguing about spending time with each other, maybe that's an unhealthy relationship. Because, baby, I don't want to make you spend no time with me. I want you to want to spend time with me. I want it to be mutual. I want you to miss me just as much as I miss you. It needs to be that little healthy, exchange of, wanting to spend time together. If I got to pressure you into doing all this, baby, maybe that's unhealthy for us, Another sign of an unhealthy relationship is that the relationship may feel unequal. We talk about this, and the Bible talks about you being unequally yoked with somebody. I know in the beginning it's really hard because, we talk often about, your religious beliefs, so who you believe in. And it's okay. You don't have to believe in the same thing, but I know I believe in Jesus Christ myself. But I know in trying to redate and talk to other people, if they don't believe in the same thing that I believe in, that's cool. But you want to ask yourself, is that something that you want to be involved in? Maybe there are holidays y'all don't celebrate. Maybe there are different traditions or things that y'all don't believe in. How would your wedding be if you decide to get married? Do they believe in dating one person? Are they polygamous? Whatever. Those are things that just got to be communicated. Because if it's not, then maybe you are definitely in a unhealthy relationship. It's a relationship. Equality can also be related to intangible things such as affection, communication, and relationship expectations. I was talking to someone on one day, and it was like, I don't expect you to give me anything on my birthday because nobody has ever bought me anything on my birthday. So because, nobody has ever bought me nothing on my birthday, I don't expect you to give me nothing. And I'm like, well, shit, I expect you to give me something on my birthday. Shoot. So I'm just letting you know that right now. We had different expectations. So it's like on their birthday, I bought a present. And on my birthday, they didn't buy a present. But I'm like, it was clear in the beginning. And I'm like, well, that was communicated. I didn't get too mad. That was just me. That's what I do. I wanted something on my birthday. They didn't expect it because nobody's ever done it for them. So they went on with them in their life. Like, I'm not going to do nothing for this person because I never got it done. But their birthday was first. I thought that was just rude, but that was just me. But if they already communicated that, it's like I couldn't reprogram myself to say, oh, because this is what I do, I'm going to change them into ways in which they should be. That's what I'm talking about, being able to have a relationship with somebody when they clearly you on different expectations. That's an unequal relationship. Because a person like me, I'm very affectionate. I like to show, I like to give gifts. I like to cook. I like to do all kind of stuff. And if that person isn't like that means they're not going to give back the same thing. That doesn't make them a bad person. That just makes them bad for me. Right? So, like, you have to separate yourself from that, and feel free to chime in, drop your comments. I'll wait for y'all to talk to me, say something, but that's just one example of unequalness in a relationship, having a different expectation for your partner in which they've already shared, and I don't care how fly you are, how cute you are, how good your sex is, whatever the thing is. If y'all ain't equally yoked and y'all don't have the same goals and expectations, it's just not going to work. Because your expectations may be here, they may have expectations right here. And if you're trying to get them to meet it all the time, y'all gonna constantly bump heads because it's just unequally yoked. So I can get off of that because I've been jumping. Another sign of an unhealthy relationship is that they say negative or hurtful things about you or about others. Advice that I can give: keep your business to yourself. Keep your business to yourself. That's why I don't post my relationship anymore. Let me say that. Online. I don't do it because, we already on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and sharing a whole lot of things. But when it comes to your personal relationship, I don't like to share that. Some people are like, oh, now, but you trying to hide me? No, I ain't trying to hide you. I just want something personal I can call my own, because guess what? People tend to want you when you taken. Let me just go ahead and put it out there. I mean, who else can chime in and say that that's true? People typically want you when you're taken. They don't want you when you single. Man, I'll be single 5-6 years. You don't date nobody hollering at you. Now all of a sudden you taking, you in a relationship. They see that you taking. Now, oh baby, you got people calling you all out the woodworks. I'm like, where were you? Where were you 2 weeks ago? Where was you for the holidays? Where you been? I've been around. But now, okay, now all of a sudden, because guess what? They don't really want a relationship. They want a situationship. That's a whole nother conversation for another day. You got to go ahead and recognize them signs. Like, no. Devil, back up. That ain't nothing but the devil. You got to recognize them good old distractions and keep it moving, honey. I'm telling you. Baby. Because guess what? I'm telling you, when you in something good, you're going to have these lurkers that's going to come around, and they're going to look all nice. They're going to, try to tell you all the things that you want to hear. And I'm telling you, those people come around at your first argument. They come around on mad day when you mad at your little mate. And that's when it look all good. But you got to understand, ain't nobody but temptation. And you need to hang that good old phone up. Delete them numbers out your phone for 2020. Don't bring it to 2021. Like I said on my post earlier, if you ain't rocking with me by the midnight, you ain't got nothing to holler at me about in 2021. Keep that same energy. Okay? You ain't about to come mess up nothing that I have or trying to get or whatnot. Another sign of an unhealthy relationship is that you don't feel heard. You don't feel heard. Maybe you don't feel heard because they seem disinterested when you bring up a problem or share something that's been on your mind. Sometimes people don't want to hear what you have to say. And if you're in a relationship with somebody and they really don't care about nobody but hearing themselves talk, then maybe that's unhealthy for you. Because sometimes, if I'm with you all day, all night, I need somebody to vent to. Sometimes you can't talk about situations going on with you on your job with people at your job. Sometimes you got to come home and share it with you. Thank you, Cinnamons, for the bag. It's like, I want to be able to share my thoughts and my dreams and my goals. The person you wish to typically turn out to be one of your best friends. And if the person that you with, you can't be all the way honest with, and you're trying to tiptoe around conversations so that they don't get mad or get upset, then that's maybe not the person's for you. And I know when we get older, sometimes you don't want to keep starting over. But come on. Sometimes you just got to say, look, is this the right one for me? Am I in the right place at the right time doing the right thing? Did I pray on this person? Let me touch on that real quick. Now, I ain't going to say I'm extra churchy, okay? But I do have a relationship with God. And, you know, sometimes you have to tap into who you believe in to give you that power of discernment so that you know that this person is for you or not. You know, asking God, hey, is this the one you have for me? And God will show you, or whoever you believe in, but I believe in God, he will show you if this person is for you. And he will show you signs that they're not for you. Let me touch on that. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? He will show you signs that they're not for you. But this is where the hook, line, and sinker come in. Are you going to believe it? Are you going to see the signs, trust the signs, and move when the signs are shown? I know I made that mistake so many times. The Lord has showed me, no, this is not who you're supposed to be with. This is not the person. It's not the one. And then when it don't work out, I can't get mad because God showed me. But I was just like, dang, no, but God, you show? Give me another sign. I ain't like that sign. Show me the second sign, maybe the third sign. Maybe the third or fourth sign, God, I'm going to listen. You know, sometimes we don't always listen, but we ask and he shows, and we just have to have the keen power of discernment to listen and be obedient and say, okay, now we're going to actually move on and be okay with it. And it's best to do it early on, guys, because it's hard to leave a relationship with somebody or stop that type of relationship when you've been involved with them for so many weeks, so many months. You know, sometimes it turns into years. And you really know early on that this person's not for you. Or you could be engaged to somebody. Baby, oh Lord. I know I was engaged to be married, and I married somebody who I know wasn't the right person for me, and it did not last. And I got the sign. You know how you pray. I got the sign the night before the wedding, and I went through with it anyway. It didn't last. And I wasn't mad that it didn't last because God showed me the night before the wedding that wasn't the person for me. Because we got into this massive argument, you know. And I was like, oh, my God, I'm not supposed to be marrying this person. And went through with it anyway. So it's like, you know, showing signs. And a lot of the stuff that I'm sharing with you is from experience. And a lot of it is just like, you know, things that I've learned through my years of experience and learning that, hey, you know, if I can help somebody else through the things that I've gone through so they don't travel down that same road, just let me go ahead and be a blessing and share that what I have experienced with other people. You know, another sign of a happy relationship is that you don't feel happy or comfortable around your partner, or you have disagreements and discussions that don't go anywhere. You know, you have conflict resolution. Maintaining a healthy relationship is an ongoing process. So it may not work out right away, but you just feel good that your conversations can go on afterwards. You can see progress over the time that you all are spending together and talking. You're not just dismissed, you know, or your feelings aren't just dismissed. Hey, Dana, thank you for joining the live. That's the Instagram, talking to both sides at the same time. So ask yourself these questions, and we're going to wrap this thing up and get into the celebration is good on New Year. Make sure you bring your adult beverages. But is your relationship healthy? Ask yourself these questions. Does my partner encourage me to grow? Do we share goals for the future? Do we want the same kind of relationship? That's a good one. Do you want a relationship with somebody that y'all just going to be friends? Do they want to be married, or do they eventually want to be married? Do they want kids? I mean, do y'all sharing the same goals and vision? Okay. Can I be myself with them? Baby, that is so true. Can you be with someone and be authentically you? Please, if you can say you can be 100% of who you are with somebody, that could be the person for you. But if you cannot be exactly who you are and you have to walk on eggshells around another person, that might not be the person for you. I'm just saying. Okay. The other question you need to ask yourself is, do I accept them for who they are? You know, are they having to be somebody they're not so that you can be with them? Okay. Ask yourself that. Do we give and take from each other fairly equally? Or are you doing all the work in a relationship? and you expecting that they come around? Are you going around to their house? Are you cooking? You cleaning? Are you, going above and beyond, making sure that they taking care of and your needs are met, and they're not looking out for you equally, okay, in any regard? So you answer that question for yourself. And is my life better with them in it, or is my life better with them out of it? Baby, that was a question that I had to ask myself before I had to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to step out this last marriage and be done with it. Because, you ask the question, I could do bad by myself. But then you ask yourself, self, was I doing bad? And then self said, no, you weren't doing bad by yourself. Go ahead and make that thing happen. If your life is worse with them in it, maybe they don't need to be in it, baby. That's an unhealthy relationship, okay? Just want to let you know that. And go ahead and put that on down for your good old 2021 resolution. Go ahead. Okay, and last question, does our time together have meaning? Are you with that person in your life? Is so much better when y'all together? Do y'all make meaning out the time that y'all spend together? Or is just time wasted? Nothing is happening, you're not doing anything, and you're just wasting each other's time. For building a stronger relationship, just know that sometimes you need couples therapy. Sometimes you need other person's opinion and perspectives. It's not just, please don't ask your single friends no advice about your relationship with somebody who don't have no relationship and they want to be all in your business. Keep your relationship. I say if you can keep it to a therapist and out of your friends' ear all the time, especially if y'all married, because typically your girl gonna side you. Or they may just tell you the honest truth. Y'all just need to seek real counsel that's unbiased in opinion so they can truly help you all grow. But if y'all going to counseling and they don't want to do what the counseling is saying, then that's another sign of, y'all need to depart, in your relationship. That y'all solve problems as a team, that you talk about your goals and dreams. But the bottom line is, at the end of the day, you should trust each other and you should feel safe around each other. You should believe in your ability as a team to love and grow together with each other. And if you're worried about your relationship or believe it's not as strong as it used to be, trust your instincts. Trust your instinct and explore what those feelings mean. And if it's not pushing you into your goals and your dreams and what you want to talk about, then maybe that's not the relationship for you. I am so excited for this pink table talk today, honey. We worked it out. I am so excited. We're 45 minutes in. I know I said 30 minutes, but good. This thing was hot and juicy and spicy. So good, so good, so good. I'm so excited for it. And I will be ending this live for Instagram. Thank y'all all for joining me on Instagram Live. We're going to continue this on TikTok, but this will be once a week. Last week I was on YouTube. This week I am on Instagram, and I'll be recording it on YouTube and sending it there. So thank y'all so much for joining in on my Instagram Live. I'm about to disconnect Instagram right now. Let's see. End it now. Thank you very much. Awesome. All right, so I ended my Instagram Live and me in my YouTube.
Let me tell you how it started. I was born in New Orleans. Saints game, second lines, that's a part of the culture. Now I'm out here rocking parties and I'm turning it up.